guys, I finally secured a job 2 months and 3 weeks after arriving the UK. And whew, you guys, Sibanum, congratulations. Just tell me congratulations, because at this point, oh, you guys, so nobody talks about how hard it is to secure an actual job in the UK. Now, I'm not even talking about after you've done the interview, like, and you've been accepted. The documentation process is a whole new level. Tell me why I used like over 1 month to do the whole documentation, and eventually I got the mail, oh, you finally been registered with us and everything. I'm like, because the documentation process would make you even want to give up on the job. At some point I was like, is all these things worth it? Am I sure I would not just leave these guys and just continue my job on? Because what do you mean I am a suitable candidate and then you're asking me to submit literally all the documents on the face of the earth? Like, there's nothing funny about that, okay? But luckily, as God would have it, I succeeded. You guys, I started working last week. I'll bring the gist, the full gist later, but just know that I started working last week. Yeah, last week. So I've been in the UK for 2 months and 3 weeks. Within the period I've been searching. Well, like I said, I'll bring the gist later, but that's not why I'm making this video. I'm making this video to just, give a brief of our realities in the UK. Yes, our realities in the UK, because most times a lot of people like to bash people who are in the UK. Like, when they come out to say, oh, this is what is happening, this is the situation of things, we like to come and bash them. If you're not like it, come back home, all of those kind of things. But yeah, I feel like those things are not fair. So in this video, basically, I'll just be talking about some harsh realities, like about the UK, that a lot of people in Nigeria would never get to understand. Of course, until you come and see things for yourself. You get. The first thing is the fact that you are multitasking. You are doing so many things at once. You are working, you are schooling, you have to maintain family, you have to maintain life balance. For someone like me who wants to do content creation, you still want to do your content creation on the side, you still want to have a life on the side, you still want to keep up with your friends back in Nigeria on the side. Mind you, the schooling, you're not just doing, you're doing a master's program. And as you can guess, a master's program is more complex and more severe than the BSc. So everything is compacted, or should I say, jam-packed into 1 year, unlike the BSc that is spread across 2 years, you get. And then you are doing a more complex research for masters, unlike the BSc. So it's not like a wow situation. You have to actually read. Yes, you have to do your assignments. So even if you are outsourcing an assignment to people to write for you and all of that, the actual work has to be done. Yes, so you have to attend classes, because of course you are here on a study visa. So when you don't attend classes, your school sends a message to UKVI and you could be deported back. Okay, so while you are working and you are doing your whole thing, you have in mind that you are a student and you are here on a study visa. Because of what point is it that you now get deported because you don't attend classes? So, and for most Nigerian students here, most of us had to pay half of our fees, like, yes, 50% or 60 or maybe 70%. And so when you come, you have to work to pay the balance. So it's not a case of, oh, I can choose to work and choose not to work. I sincerely envy people whose parents are wealthy, or whose guardians are really wealthy, and they can, foot your bills, and all of that. Some people already pay their fees 100%, so they can afford not to work. I would pick that over everything, okay? So if somebody had told me, oh, okay, choose not to work, maybe do an internship for a PR company or something like that, and then just face your studies for 1 year, I'll pick it with all my heart, you get. So I really envy those guys. But anyways, we are here and we have to do all of these things at once: school, work, life, everything. And so sometimes it gets really tiring, depressing, confusing. Another thing we rarely talk about is the fact that you will cry. Like, little things in the UK will trigger you. Unlike in Nigeria, I'm like, wow, waiting go, they make me cry over little frustration. I will not just cry. Okay, the last time I cried, I think, like, seriously cried, was when my dad died, because that's like a serious thing. Okay, But here in the UK, very little things can trigger you because you are overwhelmed. Like everything is happening in your life at once. I remember the first time I ever cried. Like I'm not like the first time. I don't cry several times and it's because of similar issues. But you guys, one day I went out, my data had finished. That was the next month in March. So when I arrived in the UK, they gave me 1 month free data. Did I say 1 month to use for calls and data for my SIM card since it's a new SIM card. So after it expired, I was like, I don't have £10 to give these people. I don't have money. I've not started earning money, so I did not subscribe. I was just managing myself because in the house where I stay, there is Wi-Fi, and of course in school there's also Wi-Fi. So I'm like, why do I need to subscribe? So on this particular day, I went to see man. It was late in the night. So I went to see someone. It was late in the night. And so on my way back, I'd already mastered the routes. Okay, I'll get into this bus, come down, then get into this bus. No, it's just a single bus, in fact. So that bus is coming to the bus stop very close to my house. Unfortunately for me, I did not know that this bus wasn't going. So she just stopped, just moved one bus stop and stopped and took me to another bus. I was still fairly new. If it was now, even without my map, I would have known, okay, no, I'm not supposed to be in this bus. This woman, I don't know what I explained to her or what she understand. Because one bad habit whites have is that when you explain something, tell them something, and they don't understand, they hardly see clarification. They are just glaring and looking at you. So I don't know what this woman told the other driver. I was the only person in the bus. It was to 11, few minutes to 11 p.m. That's why this woman transferred me to the other bus. Only for this bus to start going. Like, it took me way off my route. It has already gone for a little. I now noticed that, no, this is not the route I passed. I usually pass. So I went to the driver. I told him this is where I'm going. He's like, no, you're not supposed to be in this bus. You're supposed to be in another bus. I don't have data to use the map. Nothing. I couldn't even call my brother to say this is where I am. Oh. Like I was as I got, he just stopped me at a bus stop and said, cross, enter I did not even understand nothing. But then it was already past 11. Anyways, long story short, first of all, I go first cry. I was like, God, what kind of life is this? Luckily for me, the bus stop where he stopped me, a woman was on a call, and this woman was an Igbo woman. She was still on a call. I just asked her to please excuse me. I explained my situation. She now told me how to get back. It was that night I came back and I told my brother to please subscribe for me because at this point you get. So my point is, a lot of things will trigger you. Like when I came to the UK newly, 2 days, 3 days later, I was asking myself, was this move a good choice? Like, why did I have to relocate? Is it worth it? Because when I arrived, my brother was like, you need to do your NI, you need to create a bank account, you need to do this, your school registration is there looking at you, you need to do, you need to register with the GP, with your general practitioner. I was like, all of these things, is it necessary? Up till now, I've never registered with my GP. My bad, but I'll do that really soon. You get? So, my point is, you'll be overwhelmed, you'll cry. A lot of people say they are depressed, but yeah, that does not apply to me because I can't complain. Yes, I can't complain because actually I'm living my dreams. Yes, because this is something I've always prayed for. This is something I've always wanted. And then like one thing a lot of us fail to admit is that while you are praying for something, while you are praying to move from one stage to another in life, know that that next stage you are moving to has its unique challenges. So it's not going to be perfect. Oh God, I want to get married. When you get married, there's a new challenge there waiting for you. So this is my challenge. I want to relocate. I want to Jakarta. God has done it for me, and this is my challenge. I have to sort myself out again, and I cannot complain because even back in Nigeria, I had my challenges, and I was sorting it out. So this is a new one, and I must sort it out. Okay. Another thing is loneliness. Hey God. See, a lot of people, when you hear people say abroad is boring, abroad is lonely, they are not wrong. But for me, it is not lonely, it is not boring for me. Because I mean, In Nigeria, I work remotely. I am alone myself most of the time. You get, so I don't feel that part that says, oh, loneliness. I can stay alone for days, for weeks, and I don't feel bored and all. So when I came newly, my brother will feel pity for me because of course after school I just come back home and I'm just at home, and on the days I don't have classes, I'm just sitting in my room doing my thing, working or something. So my brother used to feel pity for me. Sometimes he'll come to the room and say, I hope you're not bored, oh, this is how abroad is, I hope you're not bored, you can walk to the park, oh, there are places you can just visit, walk around, don't stay at a place and all. I now told him, to be honest, if I wanted to do those things, I'll do it. So I'm just okay where I am. I'm not that bad. But a lot of people who are used to the whole Nigerian thing, you have your friends around, you're always driving, partying, when you come here, it's going to shake you. It's going to shake you for some time. Because everybody is working, everybody is busy. So it's possible to have friends and you don't even see them in months. I remember one of my friends, before I came, like a few days before I came, and we're just randomly talking. And she's like, they know they visit person for UK. Oh. That was what she said. They know they've, and like joke. Okay, although I've seen her once, she's been to my house once, and it's because she wanted to make her hair. So outside that, she's really busy, she's working, and then most times too, I'm not available, you get. So that's how friendships are here in the UK. And that's why a lot of people, when your friends travel to the UK or travel abroad generally, they hardly keep in touch, and you think they are forming, you think they are this. One time my friend too called me, like he will call several times and I don't even take the call. And then finally, when I say, okay, let's talk, or let's finally talk, I tell him that sometimes you come back, you are really tired. At that point, you just want to sleep. You don't even want to have a conversation on the phone because you are tired, you get. So I just don't bother. When I get those calls, I'm like, no, let me sleep. The next morning, I could take your call, you get, and all of that thing. So next thing is the fact that people here work extremely hard. Like, the reality is that most people literally do not have a life, you get. I know in Nigeria we work hard though, but it hits differently here because here you are working hard to, to prove a point, you get. So one of my friends showed me his pay slips. Like, if you have a main job, you get taxed like the usual way, like they just tax you normally. But if you have a side job, that's a second job, it's not like they tax you twice the normal tax, you get. So he showed me his pay slips from his side job. So now that job is supposed to paid him £1,140, something like that, for the period he worked. But guess what? After tax deductions, he was having 700 and something pounds. In other words, they took over 400 pounds. Now tell me, if you're working 1,100 and something, and then you have 700 and something balance, what is the point? Like, in the UK, like a lot of Nigerians and maybe immigrants, they slave for money. Like, why are you working and nearly half of your earning is going back to the government? So why not work? Truth is, if you had worked for just 800 pounds, your tax may not even be up to 150 pounds. They'll just tax you maybe like 100 pounds. They'll just tax you like 100 pounds out of the 800, or maybe 150 at most. But now you're going to do 1,000 and they're now taking, you get. So it's penny wise, pound foolish, you get. So we just a lot of us here work so hard for the money. Like, you want to make a statement, you want to send money back home, you want to, I don't know, you get. And then what is the point that you are making all this money and you cannot even still calm down and have a life and at least enjoy it? I've told myself, like, the only reason I would go through the extra mile to work like so hard is that I need to pay up my fees. And when I've done that and I'm relaxed, and you work reasonably with sense, don't take shift here, take shift there, take shift. No, I know, by God's grace I would not do that. By God's grace I would not do that. Okay, so basically I'm not complaining, no, I'm not even ranting either. I'm just telling you the situation of things here and how that I am loving the process. I will not lie. I am loving every bit of it because I know that the future is bright. Yes, 4 years, let's say 5, 6 years ago, I didn't know I would be here. I mean, who won't give me money? You get. but God has done it, so I cannot come and be complaining. If I complain, God will say, remember the days when you always prayed that you wanted to japa, you wanted to move to a saner society. Now you are here. Why are you complaining? Anyways, guys, I'm going to school now. Today is Saturday. I'm going to school because I was time I was supposed to use to do my assignments. I was working, and today is Saturday. Tomorrow is Sunday, and I'll still be in school at the library because I need to use library resources and all of that to do my assignments. You guys, thank you so much for supporting me as always, and I see your support. I appreciate your support, and trust me, it is the support that is making me more consistent on YouTube. I'm still sorting out my accommodation. When I sort it out, you will get more relaxed content, okay? So I'm still not relaxed yet. My brother is not chasing me, Shabo. Of course, I have to leave his house by the end of May because he's moving, you get. So thank you so much once again. I appreciate all of your support. I'll see you in the next video. Like I said, I'm bringing gist about my work, but not now. Maybe in the next video or next 2-3 videos, you get. You guys are gonna see all of that. I'm not gatekeeping. I'm not gatekeeping. All right, see you guys. Bye.